A win to solidify the top spot or to play spoilers in the championship table of your Philippines Football League 2025-26 season. This is Jamer De La Cruz once again on call with Jed Diamante out here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. We have Valenzuela PB Mendiola going up against One Taguig FC. We've had a decent first game here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium between Manila Digger and Don Bosco Garelli, finishing at 6-2. We have another game from the opposite sides of the league standings. Medyo bumaba yung temperature natin compared to earlier at 3 p.m. kickoff, Jed.
Buti naman, no? And kahit na mababa yung temperature, siguro tingnan natin gaano kainit yung laban mamaya. Considering that these are coming from both ends, as you mentioned, of the table, we'll see how, One Taguig will how they will solidify their top spot in the table, and how Mendiola will eventually try to get more points out of the leaders in the season.
You see the gulf in class between these two sides. One Taguig FC with 14 games played, 39 points, compared to Venezuela PB, who's already played 16 games in the Philippines Football League 2025-26 season, but has only earned 4 points so far. They will be using that draw against Tuloy FC last time around in a 1-1 showing on the midweek, but they have a tall order in front of them because they have the league leaders, One Taguig FC. We've talked about them only playing 14 games, so if the field is level amongst the top four in the standings, you could be seeing them having quite an advantage, like 6 points or so at the top of the standings. What do you make of the championship rounds that we do have right now for One Taguig?
As you mentioned, 14 matches out of the 20. They still have a few matches, not just for One Taguig, but also the other frontrunners in this season. So anything can still happen. Each match is still important. The 3 points are still important. So One Taguig will still want to keep their lead, solidify again their position at the top of the table. So this match, kahit na even if it's from the other ends of the table, they still need those points.
Well, on the other side, you have Valenzuela PB Mendiola. You want them to just try to shake things up at the bottom half of the standings. They already know their fate. They already understand what's going on around their team. The problem is they still haven't found the solutions. And with their game against Tuloy FC last time around, they were actually leading since minute 38, courtesy of Johan Embida's opening score. But it was cancelled out by Cyril Saud on the 70th, and they were almost on the verge of losing those precious points against Tuloy FC. Do you think continuity is what Venezuela PB Mendiola needs in this game against One Taguig?
Aside from continuity, I think they need more shift towards ano pa kayang pwede natin gawin, because it doesn't have to be necessarily a drastic shift na paano kaya natin mapapanalo to, because again, aside from what the league standings show, those small incremental improvements can eventually, maybe not this season, but in the next few seasons, affect yung total na impact nila dito sa kanilang team.
Here's the starting lineups for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. You have Ali Puralayar having a tall order in front of him with the hot streaking One Taguig FC, who's had plenty of goals scored in the tournament. You also have Victor Felicia, Reggie Sulit, Salar Nezamika Kojabad, Demes Nico Aranas, John Tirado, and then you have Peremoy Divine Ugwa Faku, Jay Sean Soberano, the team captain, Donatus Obi, and Amir Mohammed Azad Nuran, and Johan Embida, the goal scorer from last time around, making Coach Jake Kwaikong's squad. But one thing that we're going to look out for is Ali Puralayar. We mentioned that One Taguig FC has been on a tear the entire season. They've scored 66 goals in the entire Philippines Football League season, conceded 3, so they are the plus 63 in terms of goal difference. Do you think it's a matter of damage limitation for Valenzuela PB Mendiola's goalkeeper?
Maybe it won't be, the momentum might not come from the field, but maybe from between the sticks, no? So if maybe he shows na kaya natin to, we can keep them at bay, then that might give the boost, no, for the rest of the team to continue pushing and try to keep the opposition at bay at the very least.
Well, the offense will start at the back whenever there's a goal kick, and Ali Puralayar is going to be the one to rely on for the entire Valenzuela PB Mendiola side. Now, if we look into One Taguig FC, like what we said, a hot streaking team. There are 13 wins, only one loss in the entire season so far. They are at the top of the standings. They've had decent games in the past. They're coming off a 2-1 win against Stallion Laguna FC, which is a tightly contested game, by the way. If not for the late dagger at the first half from Andres Aldiguer. So do you think they could continue their momentum here against Valenzuela PB?
Definitely, they have the quality, they have the players, they have the system, but they can't play safe, no? Kasi again, a lot of the front runners in this season still have a lot of games to play, so each match still counts as very crucial or important for every team, lalo na sa One Taguig who's sitting at the top right now.
One Taguig FC really on a tear. The last time they lost was against Manila Digger FC in September of last year. As we take a look at the starting lineups, Henry Bandekenfong starts in between the sticks. A chance for him to, fight for the number one spot. And One Taguig FC, as Milos Kupic has had plenty of time between the goals for One Taguig. You have Omaiso operating in midfield. Marvin Breseño on defense. You also have Goldison up front, Oli Bias, and Ichiro Aoki. You also have Ryan Lim, young guns for One Taguig FC, and Diego Aspiras, as well as Steven and Mahmoud Ali. But the one player that we're looking out for out here is their team captain, jersey number 29, Patrick Reichelt. Age is just a number for Kiki Reichelt. He's been on a decent form here in the Philippines Football League. He's actually second in the goal scoring tally so far with 16 goals for the tournament, just 6 goals behind Finn McDaniel. So with the age, the knowledge and the mindset of Patrick Reichelt, and he's blended in with the young guns for One Taguig. How do you see that playing out for One Taguig this game against Valenzuela PB Mendiola?
Aside from what we see sa goal scorer standings as one of the top, no, he can bring his experience, especially to the young guns of this team. He's given the opportunity to be a leader, having a bigger responsibility, not just on the field but off it. But we see that he's still very dangerous in front of the goal, having all of those goal scoring tallies coming into this game.
Well, from the leader on the field with Patrick Reichelt, we listen in to the leader off the pitch with Coach Arvin J. Suleiman of One Taguig FC.
For today's match, we expect we can get the 3 points against Mendiola. So, and also I'm always telling the players na hindi kami dapat mag-drop ng points. So every game is very important, and we need to get the 3 points in the end of the day.
The mission is clear for Coach Arvin J. Suleiman. We don't have to drop points. We're on the cusp of finishing the second round at the top of the standings, and 3 points is what's important for One Taguig FC. If all things go to plan for Coach Arvin J. Suleiman, we're looking for One Taguig to be extending their winning streak out here.
But nevertheless, no, the ball is round. Anything can happen, as we saw in the previous match. First half ended with a 2-3 scoreline between Don Bosco Garelli and Manila Digger, so anything can happen in this match as well, as we wait for the match to commence between Valenzuela PB Mendiola and One Taguig FC.
Well, it's going to be an intense battle inside the pitch, but we go to the dugouts for the pre-match ceremonies between Valenzuela PB Mendiola and One Taguig FC.
let us welcome the teams of Valenzuela PB Mendiola Football Club and Vod Taguig Football Club.
Valenzuela PB Mendiola against One Taguig FC, second time around in your Philippines Football League 2025-26 season. Ali Puralayar will have a tall order in front of him with the hottest goal-scoring team in the Philippines Football League. Will be in front of him in the entire match. Reggie Sulit, Victor Felicia Salar, Kojabad, Dennis Aranas, John Tirado, Peremoe, Uga, Faku, J. Sean Soberano, Donatus Obi, and Amir Azad Nuran, as well as Yon Mbida completing the starting 11 for Coach Jake Waikong. And for the other side with One Taguig FC, the team captain out there, Patrick Reichel, leading the line for One Taguig FC. Henry Batekenfong is in between the sticks. We have our referees, Jesus Abogado, in the middle of the park, assisted by Paul Galicia and Jaicelia Maydiong, or rather Ryan Flores. Our fourth official is Jaicelia Maydiong, and our match commissioner is Paula Cervantes. Another look at One Taguig FC on how they're shaping up. 4-2-3-1 formation for Coach Arvin J. Suliman. Henry Batekenfong, after quite a while on the bench, finally starting once again for Coach Arvin J. Suliman. We have Marvin Briseño Omaiso, Goldison Casimiro, Oliver Villas, Ichiro Aoki, the team captain Patrick Reichel, Ryan Lim, Diego Aspiras, Steven Am, and Mahmoud Ali, building up the 11 on the field for One Taguig FC. Plenty of talents as well on the bench for Coach Arvin J. Suliman. You have Milos Kupic, who's had plenty of clean sheets in the tournament. Marcus Haber, a former national team player of Canada. Andres Aldeguer, the goal scorer of the winning goal against Stallion Laguna FC last time out. Hamed Hajimari, who used to play for Valenzuela PB Mendiola in the last 6 years of the Philippines Football League. The players are all set. Valenzuela PB Mendiola wearing their traditional red and black kits. One Taguig FC with their blue and yellow, a gradient of orange and yellow, starting from right to left out here. Of course, you'd expect Patrick Reichel, the tip of the spear, to kick things off here in the second game of the Saturday triple header between Valenzuela PB Mendiola and One Taguig FC. We're hoping that this is going to be similar or quite similar to the first game, where we've had an eventful first 45 minutes between Don Bosco Garela United and Manila Digger FC before they took off in the second half and won 6-2. Valenzuela will be hoping not to do the same mistakes they've done in the first round, as it's offside for Ryan Lim.
It's a much cooler start of the game this time around, no? So kailangan agad magpainit ng mga players.
Interesting mix of players out here for One Taguig FC, giving the young guns the chance to show what they've got. You have Diego Aspiras, you have Oli Bias, Ryan Lim. Young players out here on the side of One Taguig FC looking to give the 3 points to Coach Arvin J. Suliman. as we have a throw in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Short one taken for Reggie Sulit, who goes down. Play goes to the side of Valenzuela PB Mendiola once again. Throw it to the back. Long ball forward looking for Obi. Van Degen Fong holds on to that ball. Stephen Hom is back up to his feet. Ryan Lim with the first touches back to Oli Bias, who's been playing really well on that left wing back role for Coach Arvin J. Suleiman. You can see Ryan Lim moving forward right away. That's the second time he's been caught by the offside flag, Jet.
Looks like they are trying to capitalize this left side, no? But we noticed the balanced formation of one Taguig with 4-2-3-1. They are not too much attacking, not too much defending. They have those three midfielders that can also push up and load, or that can also be pulled down to get back on defense. So they are trying to be disciplined with their formation. On the other hand, Valenzuela PB Mendiola starting with a 4-5-1, or seemingly when it started during kickoff, I saw 5-4-1. So maybe they are expecting to be a little bit more defensive this time around against the forerunner in this season.
They're putting up that Mendiola wall in front of them. With that kind of formation, question is how long it's going to take before that wall goes down. With the quality of one Taguig FC, you'd expect that it's going to come down in the early goings as Omaiso moves forward. Great pass to the side for Ryan Lim, who's taking on the number 32, Jay Sean Soberano, the team captain. Azad Nuran unable to get past Omaiso. Goes back to Stephen Hom. Now Aspiras couldn't find the diagonal pass. Long ball forward looking for Azad Nuran, but he was quite early and the pass is going to the other side.
Let's see how one Taguig mixes it up. Now goes for the right side.
Almost a good ball from Omaiso towards Ichiro Aoki. Ichiro gets to the ball now, who's guarded by Tirado. Ichiro tackled well by the number 14, Felicia. Now trying to move forward. Olivias with the interception. Goldison, Casemiro moving forward for one Taguig. Gets past one. Threads the ball to the left side for Ryan Lim with a short cross. Goldison with a strike. There is a touch from Goldison and it's out for a goal kick.
One Taguig seemingly favors this left side, trying to bring the ball all the way to Ryan Lim. Maybe for crosses, high or low, but it seems to be their initial tactic on how to break down the Mendiola wall.
Puralayar with a short goal kick. Not his intention though, as one Taguig now moving on the counter. Goldison waits for that ball. Reichel taken down by the number 99 Mbida, but the play continues for one Taguig. Not anymore as a foul is committed by Aspiras.
Too many collisions in that sequence, but the whistle was just blown on this last one. Do we expect here, Jamer, a little bit more physical game?
It is expected from Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They've been very physical in their past few matches, but with the standings that we have in the Philippines Football League for their side, it seems like physicality is what they are known for, and that's the only thing that they're showing for so far. Of course, they have plenty of time against the league leaders, nonetheless, to prove that they are just more than physicality. Omaiso threads the ball to number 41, Aspiras. Ichiro will not chase that anymore as he knows he's offside.
You know, with this 4-2-3-1 formation, it can turn into 4-1-4-1 if that midfield drops back. He has two midfielders in front of him, two wingers that can push out, so they have a lot of options, even the top striker. So we can expect that whatever the midfielder has a ball in the middle, maybe Aspiras, he will have a lot of options even on the wingers. They will be running looking for those spaces behind the Mendiola wall. I think that's how they will try to, get that first goal and look for those opportunities.
Early goings here between Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, and One Taguig FC. Sabi nga nila, it's all in the body language sometimes. And with One Taguig moving forward just like this with Reichelt, you could really feel that they're not taking their foot off the gas pedal. They're just full throttle, as they know that they're still a few games behind. They're 3 games behind the defending champions, Kaya FC Iloilo, but even so, they already have a 4-point advantage at the top of the table. So if they continue with full steam ahead, they could be leading more at the end of the second round, and that's what they're aiming for.
Yeah, and again, no points are should be dropped, as their coach mentioned. They are looking towards getting those 3 points in this game, but they have yet to score that first goal if they want to take that win.
Since they've lost to Manila Digger FC last year, they've been on a tear and on an 11-game winning streak. It goes to show that they are the new contenders for the title as they move forward with Ichiro on the right side, but good coverage as well by Uguafaku, who now clears it out for a corner.
Ichiro gets the timing well to avoid that offside trap. Just gives that burst of sprint just at the right time, just at the right moment.
So Omai will be the designated corner taker on that right side. Expecting an in-swinger here. You have Goldison to aim at. In the middle of the field, Toralayar got entangled with One Taguig FC. So it's going to be a free kick in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
Showing his dominance between the sticks right at the start of the game.
8 minutes gone by in the first half so far. Valenzuela PB Mendiola holding off well. But same time, or August 11th of last year, they conceded their first goal of the game after 21 minutes. So it's kind of a testing ground right now for One Taguig. Interception by Aspiras. Forward pass for Patrick Reichelt, who's on the counter. Puralayar with the save and great coverage as well by his teammate. Pressure stays on for One Taguig as Stephen Hum gets the clearance from Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Omaiso takes it back and calming things down with Marvin Breseño.
Trying to look for the gaps between the players. But it seems that Mendiola is holding pretty well thus far, no? 10 minutes in.
That's also a danger for them. It's 10 minutes in. Patrick Reichelt already exploited that pocket of space in the middle of the field. Goldison. Back they go to Olibias. 1-2 passing. Finding Reichelt, but unable to do so. Soberano clears it out. Kafaku goes down, but play continues. And last touch goes to One Taguig FC.
It seems that Mendiola is not going for the man, but they are trying to mark the spaces that the One Taguig can exploit. But One Taguig is just too quick and very decisive and precise with their passes that it seems that they can be broken down.
Victor Felicia with the clearance. One of the remnants of Manila Monte from that expansion season of the Philippines Football League. I think he's the only player left from that squad who's still actively playing in the Philippines Football League. Aspiras to Omaiso. Need to thread the needle but unable to do so. Now counter-attack for Valenzuela PB Mendiola on that left side. Omaiso covering well. They still have possession here. On the turn is Reggie Sulit. Now counterattack for one Taguig, thwarted right away. Soberano to start the attacking phase for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They send it forward but unable to find the pass. Aspiras wins the header out. Long ball forward. Good coverage again by Agafaku for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
Taguig has been losing the ball quite a bit in the middle, not being able to effectively transition between the middle and the strike, the attacking side. But there's an opportunity by Valenzuela PB Mendiola on the other end.
Obi unable to find anybody inside the box, but almost got the deflection from Olivias to threaten Henry Bandecan Flong. A couple of fans here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium got up to their feet as it was almost a goal-scoring threat for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. And why wouldn't they? Because it rarely comes for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and when it does, they have to make use of it. Soberano with the clearance. Now they take it back to Puralayar. There goes down, play continues. Intercepted once more by Felicia. Now Soberano looking for the next pass is the team captain. Finds Obi on the right side. Azad Nuran looking for the run but not given. Now they take it back to Peremoe. Soberano. Sulit on the turn. Good pass to the number 77, Azad Nuran. Obi. Back they go to Jason Soberano. Azad Nuran with the forward pass. Stephen Hum with the coverage. Olivias goes down, but only a throw-in in favor of one Taguig FC.
Valenzuela PB Mendiola looks quite comfortable holding the ball in the middle. They are able to get those combinations in, even bring the ball up to the attacking third. So I think there's something in one Taguig that has to be adjusted in terms of defense if Mendiola can easily go through.
Seems like the story of the day so far. The teams in the bottom half of the table trying to find those gaps, exploit the pockets of space in defense earlier on. Don Bosco trying to find Manila Digger on the counter-attack. This time around, it's the pocket of spaces that is being exploited by Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Puralayar is out of his line. Dangerous moments out here. But now, moving forward is one Taguig after Goldison takes the ball away from Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Pass to the left side for the number 31, Ryan Lim. Back to Goldison, unable to connect. Omaeso cleans it up for Olivias.
Taguig has to be a little bit more clinical in their passing, a little bit more decisive, at least when they transition from the middle to the attacking third. They have not yet shown an actual threat 15 minutes in this match.
They have a corner to boot after a mistake from the defense of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Looks like Olivias is going to be taking this one for one Taguig. You still have the time to make it to Rizal Memorial Stadium. We still have one more game tonight. We have Stallion Laguna FC taking on Tuloy FC at 8:30. As well as another game tomorrow. We have Dynamic Herb Cebu FC hosting Aguilas Yumac FC at the Dynamic Herb Borromeo Sports Complex. So that's another fixture to watch out for this weekend.
So far, the pace of this game has been slightly slower than anticipated. But still, one Taguig has been knocking on the door. Patrick Reichel still bringing that threat in the attacking third.
Being pressured on. Great defense shown by the number 29, Peremoe. As difficult as his name sounds, that's how difficult he's making it for Patrick Reichelt in this game.
Not giving him any space or time to maneuver the ball. Very compact Mendiola in the first minute so far, right at their defensive end.
Seems like there's a foul against Valenzuela PB Mendiola after a tackle on Golderson. So too much physicality coming from Peremoe Ogwa Faku. Now goes to the side of Taguig for a free kick. First real threat coming from the league leaders out here to get that opening goal.
They have now a clear opportunity to open up the scoreline.
Golderson to be taking this free kick. Their designated free kick taker, Mark Hartman, is on the bench resting for Taguig. So it's between Steven and Golderson to take this free kick. Taguig shaping up for the free kick now. Golderson takes it straight to the gloves, and what a save that is as well from Ali Puralayar. First real test, and he passed that with flying colors for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
We've been saying from the very beginning of this game that he has a big task, a big responsibility during this game, and he passed the first test so far. See what this Taguig corner can offer us. A while ago they tried to hit the second post. Let's see if they adjust this time around.
So corner for Taguig, taken by Oli Bias, the far post, but again Ali Puralayar is alert to the possibility and punches that away and might just allow Valenzuela PB to go on the counter. But they're not going to be able to do so as they have themselves a throw-in once again for Taguig.
Taguig tries to reset, tries to reshuffle the attack, trying to look for those gaps in between Mendiola's defense.
Golderson in the middle. Good pass from Olibias, not connecting that time with Ichiro. Mendiola on this left flank, still finding those pockets of space. You have the entire game to do so, as plenty of the squads in the Philippines Football League has been trying to do against Taguig, but so far in 11 games, nobody has broken through those gaps yet. Steven Alm switching the play to the left side with the number 31, Ryan Lim. Aspiras. On the turn is Casimiro. Through ball that was supposedly for Reichelt, who stopped his run. I'm not sure if he was offside in that position, but nonetheless, the team captain stopped. And so does the attack of Taguig.
Whenever Taguig has the ball in the middle, you have at least two runners moving on both sides of the pitch, even centrally in Reichelt. So they have options who are moving forward, not quite sure if they have options waiting in the middle in case the defenders follow those runners.
Mendiola now on the counter with Obi on the right side, looking for the pass on the number 77, Azad Noran. Keeping the ball in play for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Obi takes it back to Soberano. Long ball now, looking for Sulit. And Ribandegan Fong is alert and gets the ball away.
This is how Mendiola tries to break down the defense of Taguig, looking for those gaps behind the defenders. They know they have runners up top. Let's see how if this strategy plays out well for them.
Aspiras takes it back to Olibias. Patrick Reichelt back to Olibias, who's on the run. Unable to get that through ball on the left side for Ryan Lim. Still with Reichelt though. Switches the play to the right side for the number 14 Briseño. Reichelt with the cross. Goldison brings it down. Aspiras, opportunity inside the box, goes down. No foul called. Throw in for Taguig.
What a delivery, and Goldison was very generous to his teammate. Instead of taking the shot himself, tries to give it to Aspiras for the clearer shot, but the first touch was just not there. It's quite erratic. The defender of Mendiola was just there to poke it out. Another opportunity for them.
Chance gone begging for Aspiras there on the counter. He has the touch, brings it down for Briseño. On the turn, Aspiras, great control, keeping the ball away from 3 defenders. And now they were able to switch the play to the other side. Stephen to Bias from Goldison, unable to connect. Now they bring it down for Stephen Olibias, not a decent first touch. So does the second, and now counter-attack for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. It's number 17, Kojabat, unable to find a teammate on the left side.
It's been quite erratic in the midfield. There hasn't been a strong force that controls the pace of the game. With Taguig not connecting between the midfields and the strikers, and Mendiola getting those second balls and interceptions, but not able to hold it and keep it to form a convincing attack that can threaten Taguig.
Oh my, so looking to start something out here for Taguig FC. 23 minutes in to this game, and we're past scoring time for Taguig in their last fixture. Goldison goes down. Aspiras trying to win the ball, unable to do so. Obi takes it back to Embida, who's the goal scorer of the last game against Tuloy FC. Ryan Lim cleared away for a throw. Taguig remains in the attack. But if you're Valenzuela PB Mendiola, if you're seeing this, almost halfway point of the first half, and you're still level against Taguig FC, who's at the top of the league so far, it's a welcoming sign for your side.
They are playing aggressive, and at the very least, not letting any Taguig player turn when they receive the ball from the mid to the attacking third.
Olibias finding Reichelt on the counter, a chance for an opener, but unable to find the target as he shaves that away from the right post. But it's coming closer now for Taguig.
Olibias finding that slight small gap. Patrick Reichelt with a quick turn, but the size and the presence of goalkeeper Poralayar was just proved too large for Patrick Reichelt to slot the ball behind goal.
They have a corner here, Taguig. Omaeso wants again to take it. Looking for the middle for the header of Aspiras. Another punch away by Poralayar. Unable to go for the turn. Azad Nuran for Valenzuela PB. Obi almost going down. Finding Kojabat on the right side. Through pass. Not connecting with the number 14, Felicia, who's on the counter. Now Taguig on the left side with Ryan Lim to Goldison. Trying to slow down the pace as Mendiola seems to be enjoying the fast-paced action in the counter.
What an opportunity that was. Just grazed across the goal after the header from Ham, but still no goal. Almost 26 minutes in this game.
Throw in for Taguig. They take it back to Briseño. just easing themselves into this match. We're well past that. Feeding each other out starts up until 15 minutes, so it's time to move forward, and that's what One Taguig is doing on the left side with Olivias. Good pass, Rachel to open the scoring. Puralayar once again building that wall in front of the goal and not allowing it to go in.
No matter how beautiful those passings are, if that final shot towards the goal won't go in, what a save by Puralayar that is. See that long ball, great space behind the defenders, but still Puralayar, again with his size and presence in the middle. Reichel just can't get past him.
That gives a shade of Iker Casillas' save on the 2010 World Cup final against Netherlands. But they have a chance here once again, One Taguig. But it's been cleared by Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. Olivias starting that counter once again. On the right side they go for Omaiso. Aspiras looking for the turn but takes it back to Ichiro Aoki. Now they dispossess One Taguig. Obi on the right side. Feeling that a change is coming though for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. Will they pay for this later on? We'll see. Moving forward now is Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. That was Dennis Aranas, but he was caught by the offside flag. And this is the substitution that we're talking about. It's too early to call for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, but Salar Kojabad is checking out. And it's Jae Hong Song who will replace him. Question is it a tactical change or a physical change? Because for one, we're not seeing Kojabad injured, so it might just be a tactical change for Jake Guaicon because he can see that there's pockets of space up front, but they'll have to wait as Reichel threatening once again on the counter.
I think this is more of a tactical change because a while ago, Salar Kojabad was a point target person for the counter attacks, but looks like Jaehon Song can control the ball more and give those fresh legs even at the early on in this first half to put that pressure on One Taguig. And I think this can be effective because One Taguig has been losing the ball quite a bit in the middle, so that's one thing that Mendiola can capitalize on. Those quick transitions from the middle.
If this substitution plays well for Coach Jake Guaicon, it's a tactical change that really does a lot for Valenzuela Mendiola because Kojabad was having quite a game but is also having difficulties in keeping the ball in play for their side. If Jae Hong Song could do the opposite, chances are they could take some precious points away from One Taguig. Let's hope it's not too early to call for Mendiola.
30 minutes in, and still, while One Taguig is holding the possession, they have yet to score, but they have an opportunity now from the left side.
Right.
That was too much of a heavy touch.
Ryan Lim was freed up on the left side of the field, but had quite some touch there. They had an opportunity, or they have another opportunity here because they win themselves another corner. Oli Bias will be taking this from this left side of the field.
They have been hitting the far post, so I think One Taguig will still load up on that far post.
Here it goes again. This time Puralayar not needed as it's been headed out. Aspiras sends it out wide for a goal kick, but the confidence is mounting on the side of One Taguig, especially on their young players with Aspiras, with Bias, with these players. Ryan Lim having confidence right now to take a shot even from long range. That really goes the long way for One Taguig, especially for the young guns.
Well, yeah, of course, because since now the momentum is still on Puralayar's side, considering that he stopped a lot of opportunities.
Reichelt goes down. Play continues for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They move on the counter attack and finding Dennis on the left side. Dennis with a shot. That goes straight to the gloves of Henry Bandeken Fong.
Still trying to make their opportunities despite being dominated in possession by one Taguig.
It's one thing to fight whenever you feel like there's nothing to lose. And one Taguig, they cannot lose precious points here against Valenzuela PB Mendiola as Ichiro Aoki has been caught by the offside flag.
You know, even though one Taguig has been making those attacks, we've been mentioning over and over again that they've been losing the ball quite a lot in the middle. And this is something that they have to fix because Mendiola has been putting 5 or 6 people on the defensive line. So they have to keep that ball and make those combinations to break through. Otherwise, whenever they lose the ball, it's just easy for the opposition to make a counter attack, considering they've been doing that the rest of the so far in this game.
Again, Valenzuela PB Mendiola getting the possession after that foul from Briseño. Was a strong challenge at the back of Aranas. So it'll be a free kick for Victor Felicia and Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Send it forward. Henry Bandeken Fong gets to it. And also asking quite some words on Steven there. Now Ichiro. Good coverage again for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Applying the pressure and forcing them to commit those mistakes because they know they've been committing plenty of those mistakes in midfield. Good tackle by Jaeon Song.
Losing the ball again in the middle. They have to be more decisive if they want to get that first goal. On the other hand, Mendiola has been very aggressive in defense, that they're not letting the ball reach their defensive third.
Olivias now on the right side, looking for the cross. Player goes down. Oh, quickly cleared away by, I think it was Mbida who cleared that ball. He saw his teammate slip, and he covers that pocket of space. Right now, one Taguig FC still trying to find those gaps to operate in.
They have quite the space because 6 people are sitting at the back for Mendiola. Only 3 or 4 are occupying the middle space. A lot of the attackers of one Taguig are just waiting with that defensive line. They could still get through those gaps and look for the spaces to catch the opposition or Mendiola off guard.
Clearance once again from Valenzuela PB Mendiola. I'm not sure I'm ready to say this, but it's looking like Valenzuela PB Mendiola is operating an unorthodox formation of a 6-2-2 out here with 6 on the final third. Just 2 in midfield and 2 up front. Puralayar being pressured out here again, and they cleared the ball out for another corner.
Although they got to stop that attack from the right side. See here, cut back to Reichelt. Just did not get the touch that he wanted. Fell on the ball, but the clearance from the defenders of Mendiola just gave them another opportunity for a chance at goal from the corner.
So Maiso will be taking this corner once again. Referee Jesus Abogado just keeping the order inside the box. Now Maiso sets up for the corner. Punched away by Puralayar once again, and a free kick in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola after Steven was adjudged for an elbow.
Warning given. He has to watch out now because earlier in the previous game, 3 strikes and you get the card. Maybe the referee at this time around won't have that much patience to let you go.
And knowing Jesus Abogado, who's on the whistle out here in the middle of the field, he's quite lenient, but at times he's too strict as well for the game.
There's no
Let's-
middle ground for him.
No middle ground for him. Either I'm lenient or you get a yellow card. What a touch. What a touch that was. And sending it forward for Song as well. It's Mbida. A great touch. Unable to make something out of it as the ball goes back to the side of One Taguig FC. Just 10 minutes or under 10 minutes remaining in the first half. And so far, Valenzuela, PB Mendiola holding that defensive ball up high and real well. And why do we say up high? That's because of it. They have another offside with that offside trap.
6 people. But I mean, you know, One Taguig should take advantage of the space that Mendiola is giving them. With what they're doing, having 6 or 5 people at the back, they are expecting the long balls to go over them and just try to outsprint the strikers of One Taguig. But they are just leaving 3 people in the middle, which One Taguig could capitalize on, operate more combination passes, and eventually, you know, use that space to break down the defense. But so far, they have not, you know, taken advantage of this gift Mendiola has been giving.
But I'm liking this from Mendiola because not only do they stay compact in defense, but whenever they have the chance to move forward, they also try to slide forward as fast as they can in order to give those options for the passes up front. It just so happened that One Taguig is more clinical in terms of the defense and the passing that they're doing, with Oli Bias looking for that through ball for Casemiro, but it's been intercepted once again. Soberano with the interception. Song moves forward for the number 18, Aranas, who stops. Felicia sends the ball forward for Song, but it's been cleared away by Mahmoud Ali.
And it was indeed a strategic change for Mendiola to put Song on top because, for a lack of better term, makulit siya. And he has the speed and the, you know, the aggression to keep the ball in front of him.
Here's the run of play once again for One Taguig. The through ball coming in from Patrick Reichelt, but the size of the number 29, Perimoe, is too much for Omaiso to handle. The play continues for One Taguig with this throw-in. Omaiso sends it forward for Reichelt, cleared away by Perimoe. Obi with the cleanup. Now, Bias have to take it back to Stephen Omaiso on the turn, quite late on that first touch as well. Good tackle, but the ball goes back to the side of One Taguig. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Bias trying to operate in midfield, still covered well. Even Song is helping out in defense for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Look at that shape for Mendiola. A high line, but they're able to get it. Johan Mbida gets the ball away. Goldison figured out the offside trap being implemented by Valenzuela PB, but Johan Mbida was alert for the run and was able to intercept the pass.
Wasn't able to get the touch that he wanted to kill the ball. The ball just bounced higher than he anticipated to, not getting the opportunity to strike at goal.
Soberano now with the throw-in. Song unable to get a touch, and Stephen takes it back to Mahmoud Ali and all the way back to Henry Bandegan Fong. Quite an action so far in the first half out here, Jed. Valenzuela PB Mendiola staying level for 40 minutes against One Taguig FC, who's been on a tear with 66 goals scored so far in the tournament, the most of any team. Reichelt is caught by the offside flag again.
I think the pass was just a little bit late. He saw that Patrick Reichelt was making that C run, but it was just a tad late that caught Reichelt offside. Still a great opportunity. They are looking for those spaces. They are able to get passes through. Just the timing and the quality to eventually get that goal is missing.
One Taguig still trying to figure out the second round version of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. On the other side, One Taguig might have been read well by Valenzuela PB Mendiola as they still having difficulties in finding that gap scoring that goal. Ryan Lim on the left side, freed up by Olivias. Olivias now on his turn to move up. Goes past Obi. Cross inside for Goldison. Unable to connect. Ichiro couldn't get a touch as well. Cleared out by Mendiola. Goldison back to Omaiso. Now Ichiro Aoki. Back to Omaiso. Man for man in the middle. And then the high line coming in from Valenzuela, PB Mendiola out here.
The strikers or the attackers of Taguig are just waiting for the ball to come to them, or waiting for the ball to go out wide before they make their run. So that's, wasted opportunity. They could make those runs, create those spaces so that they could penetrate. But maybe it's frustration creeping in because 42 minutes in and it's still scoreless between two teams from opposite sides of the table.
Taguig expected to take the early lead against Valenzuela PB Mendiola given the position they're in at the top of the table. And again, as we've pointed out, Taguig FC with the most goals scored so far in the tournament with 66. Mendiola with the most goals conceded in the tournament with 90 goals conceded.
But this game shows otherwise because so far, we have an attack from Mendiola who tries to score.
Oh, almost a score there from, I think that was Mbida who took that strike from distance. You can count that on a shot count, but if it went in, my oh my, what a shocker that would be. But on the other side, Goldison still unable to make something out of it.
For sure, that shocked the side of Taguig, even the bench, because from way out he tries and it looked promising. It just stopped right in front of the goal and veered towards the right side. But that's still a clear chance, and it shows the vulnerability of Taguig on defense.
And that was actually Peremoe who took that strike. So he's been doing well in defense against Taguig FC. And if he finds that opportunity, because if you look into the other side right now, Jet, Henry Van Degenfong's playing well outside of his box.
I think Mendiola is looking at that and, maybe they can make something out of it. Trying to kick the ball up early so they can put the pressure on the attacking third. Although they're playing defensively, they are keeping the line high, keeping it on the center half for the defenders.
Well, they know that Taguig FC is going to throw everything at them and sending every man forward and allow Henry Van Degenfong to loiter out of his box. And if they have that opportunity to catch him off guard, they will take that, because that might just be a goal-scoring opportunity for them. Well, on the other side, Aspiras goes down. Play continues as Mendiola on the counter-attack with Mbida on the left, looking for the pass to the middle, but unable to connect with the number 18 Aranas. Fans here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium are being treated to a very different second round fixture between Valenzuela PB Mendiola and Taguig FC from the first round encounter.
Almost the end of the first half, it's still goalless. It goes to show how the defense of Mendiola is working and how the offense of Taguig has not been taking those chances or creating better opportunities for themselves.
We're 3 minutes away from the end of the first half with this stoppage time. If you're Valenzuela PB Mendiola and you get across those last 3 minutes, it'll be a welcoming development for your side, as you have conceded at this stage of the game last round. They've already conceded, I believe they've already conceded 3 goals. Yeah, they already conceded 4 goals actually, or 5 goals in the first round fixture after 45 minutes. And keeping it blank by the end of the first half really shows some character development for the side of Jake Coaicong and Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
For both ends, there will definitely be a lot of changes during the halftime, a lot of tactical discussions, maybe also tactical changes. But this is a result that both teams might not be expecting at the end of the first half.
Still have 2 minutes of the first half out here, Jed. And one Taguig on the attack, looking to go to the break with the lead. Goldison waiting for the ball to bounce. It's been taken away once more by Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Hoofed forward mistakenly, and now chance for Aranas on the counter. Stops. Omaiso is there, covering well. Aranas has been dispossessed. It's close, but not close enough for the number 18.
Another treat for the fans here. Expecting an attack from Mendiola, which could have, ended well if not for the defensive brilliance of one Taguig.
Jason Soberano with 1 minute remaining in the first half. You can feel the intensity, the frustration on the bench of one Taguig FC. The assistant coach, Darren Hartman, is quite frustrated that one Taguig FC is not doing well against Valenzuela PB Mendiola, as we're down to the final 40 seconds of the first half and it's still scoreless. And this goes in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
They'll definitely go into the dressing room with frustration. A lot of exchanges and changes need to be done. On the other hand, Mendiola will continue to have this momentum and mindset that kaya natin. We can't keep them at bay, and we can't even make opportunities to even score. Just like one more attack that they can show for in this first half, which ends on an offside, unfortunately.
Almost, but that is it. 45 minutes is up, and I can see a couple of standing ovation for Valenzuela PB Mendiola and one Taguig FC, but more of it going to the side of Valenzuela PB Mendiola as they send themselves into halftime scoreless, but heads held high against one Taguig FC. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back, it's halftime stats, analysis, and highlights on the match between Valenzuela PB Mendiola and one Taguig FC here, the second round of the Philippines Football League. "45 minutes done here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, and yes, the screens are not fooling you. Valenzuela PB Mendiola 0, one Taguig FC 0 at halftime. At this point of the game in the first round fixture, one Taguig FC already has a 5-0 advantage, but so far it's been scoreless, Jed, and it's been end-to-end stuff. Most of it on the one Taguig FC side, but whenever Mendiola has the chance on the counter, they do threaten the goal mouth.
Yeah, definitely one Taguig has a lot of opportunities to create those chances and score, but then Valenzuela PB Mendiola has been keeping them at bay by having a very strong defensive Mendiola wall, as you say. They have been catching one Taguig with a lot of offsides. Here, Patrick Reichel just missed the goal by quite some time being pressured. Here was when the ball just grazed across the goal. But as I've mentioned a while ago, they have been losing the ball a lot in the middle, so they haven't been that effective in their attack. There's a lot of space in front of them for them to capitalize, but they have yet to do that. On the other hand, Valenzuela PB Mendiola has been taking their chances, just like this one, which gave a lot of us a heart attack. We almost thought it was already going to go, but they do take advantage of the chances that they can go and move forward. But let's see what this match has to offer. Although the possession has been one-sided, but the opportunities on pitch, what we really see in front of us, still don't lie. The scoreline is still at 0-0.
Look at the possession for one Taguig FC, spending most of the time with the ball, but they're still unable to break that Mendiola wall in front of them. And if you look into the body language of Valenzuela PB Mendiola walking into the pitch after halftime, Ali Puralayar didn't look like he went through hell in the first half. He's still as relaxed as he can be. He's just smiling out there, went down the pitch and just try to see the atmosphere amongst Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. And you can actually feel that they're under pressure against a side that is on top of the standings. Meanwhile, if you look into the side of One Taguig FC, more importantly, their coaching staff, they're quite on the edge. You can even hear Coach Darren Hardman on the touchline earlier on before the end of the first half that he wants them to move forward and just try to score the goals against them. And so far, we're seeing, looks like they're going to make 3 changes out here for One Taguig FC, and these are their usual starters that are coming in. You have Omai So checking out for Mark Hartman. You have number 71, Isaac Agyeman coming in, and you also have Andres Aldeguer checking into this game. These are their usual starters whenever they have a big game against the top 6 in the Philippines Football League. So far we have Omaiso who's checked out. We're checking a couple more who's been benched by One Taguig. It looks like Omaiso and Ichiro Aoki have been checked out by One Taguig. We're checking for one more player that has been subbed out here. But by the looks of it, it seems like it's Ryan Lim. Although we have to confirm that. It seems like it's Ryan Lim that has been checked out on their side. Ichiro stays on the pitch though. So we'll get confirmation later on as well on the halftime substitutions. On the side of Valenzuela PB Mendiola, if things aren't broken, they're not actually fixing it, and that's what they're actually doing. They haven't changed anyone on their side, though they have plenty of people to sub into this game. The only change that they've done was that early substitution on Kojabad, who was replaced by Jeyong Song. So those are the confirmations. So it's Marvin Breseño, Omai So, and Ryan Lim checking out for Isaac Gemang, Andres Aldeguer, and Mark Hartman. So the usual starters for One Taguig FC are now on the pitch. Question is, will it be enough to get them this first goal of the game?
We can expect Hartman to take control of that midfield better and provide those passes. Try to just take control and make sure that everything is anchored on him as One Taguig tries to move forward and make those attacks. But definitely these changes, they're not just small changes, they're like actually very significant changes. Hopefully they'll find those conversions early on the second half.
2 changes in attack, 1 change in defense for Coach Arvin J. Suleiman. Song moving forward for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They thought they had a throw in, but it goes to the side of One Taguig FC. Early proceedings here in the second half is going to be interesting for One Taguig given the change and the score line that they have. Again, as we mentioned in the first round, by this time they already have a 5-0 advantage over Mendiola. But it's different. It's really different here in the second round. Andres Aldeguer on the right side, taking on the defense to the middle, intercepted by Azad Nuran. Olibias looking for the cross, try to send it far post for Goldison. Rachel try to head it to Agyemang. Aldeguer gets the ball back. And now it goes all the way back to Mark Hartman, who will provide some stability in midfield unless he commits many of those poor passes. Long ball forward looking for Song, but Steven is there to cover.
Jola is still able to hold One Taguig off at their defensive line. But once they get the ball up, they're not able to transition to attack, which gives One Taguig another opportunity to do something with those loose balls.
Goldison putting the pressure on the number 18 Aranas on the left side, so they win themselves a corner, or rather that was Jason Soberano who was pressured on by Goldison. So free kick for Mark Hartman. and one Taguig FC, the designated free kick taker, either left or right side of the field for one Taguig, is in the field now. Delivery from Mark Hartman. Puralayar misjudged it. Chance for Aldeguer. Cleared away once more by Valenzuela, PB Mendiola.
That was quite a shock, losing the ball right in front of the goal. Good thing they were able to clear it out.
Ball's not coming down just yet for Mendiola, as they were able to clear out that danger. Ichiro on the other side now with Hartman. Long ball forward looking for Goldison, but it goes straight to Puralayar, who has been having quite a game so far against one Taguig. He's been challenged many times in the first half. Had a couple of decent saves as well. And the only thing missing though is his distribution, as this goes all the way up in the air and finding nobody in red shirt as it goes back to Mark Hartman and one Taguig.
As we mentioned early on in this game, Puralayar, if he gives that, if he shows that performance, he might just give their teammates that push or that momentum or that inspiration to show that we can, kaya pa natin. And so far, it's proven effective in the first 45 minutes of this match, keeping one Taguig at bay.
Johan Embida clearing out the danger for Puralayar earlier on. Mark Hartman with the ball for one Taguig. Short pass for Reichel, brings it back to Goldison, and number 29, Ogwafaku, were able to clear the ball out, but at an expense of another corner.
You see that the slight tweaks one Taguig is doing. They are capitalizing more on those gaps in between the defenders. As we have been mentioning a while ago, they have so much space in the middle.
Pass inside, Puralayar misjudged it. Referee says no goal. Goal line clearance from Victor Felicia. One Taguig thought it already went in, but no, says the referee.
Let's see a replay of that cross. Just a missed touch. I don't think it crossed the line, but that was a mistake on Puralayar's side. Missing the ball on the catch. But good thing his teammate was there just to keep it out and keep their hopes up in this match.
It was actually Reggie Sulit who cleared the ball out for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. Sorry if I'm trying to find the words out here, because our World Cuppers are in the building. I believe I see Liv McDaniel and Chandler McDaniel in the building, fresh from their AFC Women's Asian Cup stint in Australia. Back to live action we go here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Ichiro is trying to move forward for one Taguig, but stops for Mark Hartman. Long ball forward once again. They're trying to make use of those passes. The back line, dangerous here as Isaac Agemang challenge from Puralayar, and a foul is committed. Yellow card's gonna come out for the late challenge on Puralayar. He knows he's gonna get that yellow card.
He's been playing great so far, but two mistakes now logged on Puralayar's performance. Let's see it again here. The touch is a little bit too heavy. Tries to compensate with that very late tackle. Good thing he wasn't. He didn't get too much of the guy to get a red card. Otherwise, it would have been a different story in the next few minutes if he is taken out.
Yeah, it really is going to be a different story, Jed, because there's no other goalkeeper listed for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola. So if he gets red carded, that's going to be difficult because they're going to be down to 10 men. And even so, they won't have another goalkeeper there. But Puralayar will get a touch to it. Aldeguer putting on the pressure on Felicia. Aldeguer still keeps the ball in play. Isaac Agemang trying to find a teammate. Now, on the other side, Ichiro was able to clear it out for Olibias. End-to-end stuff. Aldeguer now moving forward on the right. Keeps the ball in play and looking for his teammates.
One Taguig is forcing the ball behind the Mendiola line. They're opting for this method instead of trying to do combinations in the middle or at the sides.
Mahmoud Ali haven't had any challenges on the right side so far for one Taguig. Goldison takes it back to Ichiro Aoki. Steven Ong. Now here's Mark Hartman. Forward pass for Isaac Agemang would take a strike. Cleared out once more by Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Take it back to Jay Sean Soberano, who sends a long ball forward, looking for the number 80, Jae Hong Song, or number 18 rather, Demnes Aranas. Those long balls from Jay Sean Soberano shows some shades of the pass of Mendiola, where Aaron Flores was still up front for them. He's like the target man that they have up front, and when Soberano sends a long ball forward, that's the play that they've been doing. So Soberano may still be stuck in the pass, but he still have the other personnel to help out, as one Taguig has been judged for an offside.
Now, we've been seeing over and over again, one Taguig is opting for that lofted balls to the center, hoping that their strikers are tall enough or fast enough to get the ball behind the defenders and try to score the goal, instead of building up in the middle where Mendiola is leaving lots of space for them.
Puralayar sends the long ball out once again from a free kick. Agyemang with the header in, but Song has fallen to the ground, so Obi will not connect with Song. Diaz finds Hartman. Long ball forward once again, trying to make use of that run is Agyemang, but Mbida is there to cover for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. If I'm not mistaken, this is the most minutes in the season so far that Valenzuela PB Mendiola has kept a clean sheet against any clubs in the top 6.
At least this is the top club currently in the standings, so it must be, they might see it as a good sign from the bench that they're able to hold it this far, and I think they're praying that they continue to have this result or something better. They are holding well in the defense, just not on the offensive side, but at least keeping or not dropping points for the loss is positive for them.
Hartman with the pass. That was an outside of the boot pass for Ichiro, but still the run was too early and it was caught offside.
At least both teams are a little bit more calm at this point, that they're not, it's not as heated or physical as we expected for this match, considering that Mendiola is an aggressive team.
Couple of substitutions right now for Mendiola. You have Young Min Park and Hyun Ho coming in. Azad Noran will be checking out for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. So Hyun Ho Kyung and Young Min Park is checking in.
Azad Noran is replaced by player number 66, Park Young Min.
There seems to be a confusion here for the substitutes. Or they're holding off the substitute for now. I think that seems to be the case.
Yeah. That was also one of the rule changes, I believe, that FIFA has implemented. Whenever you have a substitution and you have the possession of the ball, for our viewers who might be confused why the substitution didn't take place, as Jesus Abogado is trying to confirm right now with the fourth official. But one of the rule changes that I believe is being implemented is that if you opt for a substitution, you have a chance to delay it for one more dead ball if you want to. And that's what Valenzuela PB Mendiola is doing right now. They're on the attacking phase, so they will be holding off on the substitution.
A last hurrah for the players who are going out. Maybe they can do something before they check out of this game. They are still on the attack and still has the chance to make a play. That quick play was snuffed out right away.
They're trying to get confirmation why the substitution has been canceled. It seems like it's being delayed by the first referee. They're trying to see why, but Jesus Abogado has the whistle and he has the final call on everything that's been happening inside the field. Question is, if it's a substitution case, might have just delayed a bit of momentum for Valenzuela PB if, say for example, Hyun Ho Kong really wants to make an impact in this game. When we go back to the action as Olivias finds Mark Hartman at the back, who sends it forward looking for Aldeguer on the right side. Good clearance out here for the number 21, John Tirado. Olivias now on the counter, finds Aldeguer on the right side. Aldeguer couldn't get past the number 14, Felicia. Agyemang to Aspiras. Back to Agyemang they go. Hartman. Once again to Olivias, who's being challenged well by the number 18. Bias with a cross. Hartman mishit. But a deflection from a Mendiola FC player, and it's out for a corner. Now here's the substitution for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
Let's see again this attack. Just slithers through 3 defenders for that cross, but just didn't get the touch that he
There's
wanted.
a change in the previous announced substitution for Venezuela PB Mendiola. It will be 29, Divine Uwafaku, who will be replaced by player number 66, Park Young-min.
So I think everybody wearing green, and we're talking about the officials right
Player
now,
number 70, Onyeka Kobe,
confused with the substitutions that they're making.
Yun-Yun-Ho.
Here's the delivery from one Taguig on the corner. We'll clarify the substitutions for you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, as we're also confused on what's happening on the pitch. But by the looks of it, Youngmin Park and Yun Ho Kyung is checking in for Azad Nuran and number 29, Ogwa Faku. And Obi
That's here.
stays, I think. Sorry about that. There was a chance for one Taguig, but it goes out for a goal kick.
I was counting the players of Venezuela PB just to make sure they're 11 still on the pitch without confusion, and I think they are.
Yeah, because they're confusing us a lot right now with the substitution changes. So we thought it was Azad Nuran who was checking out earlier, but turns out it was actually Ogo Fakpu and Obi who was checked out for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. So a couple of players at the back for Jake Kuaikong has been replaced. Will that change the momentum here for Mendiola as Jason Soberano clears it out for a corner?
Taguig now trying to bring the pressure to Mendiola. They have yet another corner to capitalize. They have been hitting the second or the farther post with their height advantage. Let's see if they do that again.
Corner punched away by Puralayar once again. We're past the hour mark and one Taguig FC still trying to find that first goal of the match.
And if you're one Taguig, you need those 3 points to secure your spot at the top of the table, because again, the other teams who are in the top 4 or top 5 still have lots of games to play. But they have a chance here in front.
Oh, Goldison missed that golden opportunity. You're talking about the top 4 earlier, Jed. Jordan Jarvis from Manila Digger FC is still here in the Rizal Memorial Stadium, and he celebrated that miss from Goldison.
Just skies that right in front of the goal. Even the defender of Valenzuela PB was shocked that it went over.
It felt like it was going in with so much power from the strike of Goldison. He skies it and sends it out for a goal kick.
I think he was excited to get that strike or that ball in.
Minsan yung gigil yung nagpapalakas lalo ng sipa, pero yun din yung nagpapataas nung sipa. And think about it, this game has been going on for an hour now. You're one Taguig FC at the top of the standings and you're going up against the side that is on the opposite end of the standings with the most goals conceded in the tournament. So it goes to show that the defense has improved a lot for this game for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and the attack has been lacking for one Taguig.
That must have been very frustrating for Goldeson, missing the ball in front of the goal like that in a game like this.
It might just be what one Taguig FC needs in this game. Someone who could inject so much excitement to the attack. BS with the pass to Agemang. Covered well by Young.
Very aggressive in the defense, not letting one Taguig turn.
Punched away again by Puralayar. Sulit sending a ball forward to the left side. Great control out there from Aranas, who stops. Thought about the next move. Tirado past Aldeguer. But couldn't connect with the number 18, Aranas. Aranas wanted that pass to have more punch into it. Just lacking. Felicia.
2 balls on the pitch.
Play quite delayed for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. And things are getting feisty out here as Soberano didn't like what Agemang has done. Good for him and didn't get a yellow card for retaliation on that one. Hardman now sending a long ball forward for Reichelt, but Puralayar is there once again. He didn't like that contact, or so we thought.
I think he's trying to keep his head cool because he already has a yellow card on him.
He thought about retaliating but said, I have a yellow card. Dangerous.
Wag na, wag na.
Wag na. Hartman with the ball, sending forward for Goldeson on the left side.
Beautiful balls from Hartman in the second half.
Aldeguer with a shot on goal, but it's not going to count as it's offside, says the referee. And guess who's celebrating it? If only we could have someone on the camera. Find Jordan Jarvis right now celebrating all of the mishaps of one Taguig FC.
Let's see. You could argue that that was offside, considering the current regulations that we have. His shoulder was ahead of the defender before the kick. Crucial, crucial decision by the referees. Could have been the first goal of this game. But again, 66 minutes has passed and it has been goalless still.
Teams at the top of the table or fighting for the top 4 spots, or should we say 6 spots in the championship round, may just be liking what they're seeing here as one Taguig FC with Olivias going down. I think a yellow card is going to come out now on the number 18, Arañas. Yes, it will be a yellow card on Arañas.
Hard tackle.
Then on the live action, another foul on the other side for Hartman. So a free kick for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. It will force Coach Arvin J. Soliman to make a couple of substitutions out here as he's not liking what you're seeing.
Valenzuela PB Mendiola has the chance to put people in front, but they opt to bring it back, try to mix things up on the side.
And now Reichelt on the counter-attack for one Taguig FC. Trying to take on the number 13, the substitute Kyung, but he was there to cover. And they have a corner to boot for one Taguig. They have a couple of substitutions to come in later on as well in the next offing.
Great tackle by Kyung to deny Reichelt of that open space opportunity.
So a couple of substitutions. Casimiro and Aoki is checking out for Kurt Dizon and Daisuke Sato. By the way, kudos to Daisuke Sato after quite a while away from the national team. Has been called up for our final game in the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers against Tajikistan at the end of the month. Puralayar with the punch once again. There is a deflection from one Taguig, or rather a Mendiola FC player, so it goes out for a corner.
This is a sight that Mendiola does not want to see.
And if Puralayar is really injured now, who will step up for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, because they don't have another goalkeeper listed on the bench?
Crucial moments. This could shift the momentum from this corner, Hartman corner. Let's see what happened. Puralayar, and
I think it was sandwiched by Reichelt and Agiamang there, but it was also a contact with one of his teammates inside the box. So Puralayar is back up to his feet.
he has been complaining about that right arm, right shoulder.
Tirado is up as well, Jed. So they will power through the pain.
And for those fans who are, or viewers who are watching, whenever a player goes down and the game is stopped and you're treated by a medic, you have to go out and have it treated. But in this case, it's a goalkeeper. The game cannot be resumed because there's only one goalkeeper for each team. And so obviously you cannot stop the game, you cannot continue the game without a goalkeeper. That's too much of a disadvantage for one team. So sometimes this is a tactic that some teams use to prolong the game, but during the current or the more recent rules in football, they just add that the stoppage time. So it's not much, it cannot prove too effective if it's used as a delaying tactic or strategy.
Yun yung naging maganda sa rule changes na yun. No? Yung pag may injury or any stoppage in play inside the field, whatever stoppage it is, be it a card, injury, or whatnot, it's being added on to the stoppage time. In the past, you could take so much time off the clock and you only have like 2 or 3 minutes added on at the end of it. Swerte na kung ma-extend pa. But this time, I mean, I think it was a suggestion by a legendary referee as well. I think that was Pierre Luigi, I think, who suggested it.
They wanted to promote more gameplay, the game to be played more, and it's now normal to see 7, 8, 9 minutes of added time for football matches.
And with that, Mendiola now trying to move forward on their side after one Taguig FC missed the opportunity from the corner. Oli Bias spreading it out wide for Mark Hartman on the right side. But great coverage once again by the number 18 Arañas.
Ball just came out. They now have 20 minutes to do something, one Taguig, if they want to extend their lead at the top of the table.
Kurt Dizon on the other side brings it down to Sato with a long ball forward, headed in. Agiemang punched away again. Aldeguer sends it out. And once again, one Taguig FC waiting for that first goal to come.
Let's see the replay of that, the second effort of Puralayar after committing to that first ball. See, he jumps for the first time and rushes for that second save. The effort that he's putting to keep this team alive in this match is superb.
I really love how I can see Jordan Jarvis right here from my vantage point, Jed, because like what I said, he's from Manila Digger FC, and every time Puralayar makes a save, he celebrates like it's his own teammate, because why not? They're battling for top spot against one Taguig FC, and they're playing catch-up as well in their games in the Philippines Football League. So it's so fun to watch the reactions of Jordan Jarvis out here.
And for those who are watching, before this match ends, as of now, they are both, if I'm not mistaken, they both have played equal matches. And as of the standings after the match, first match a while ago, even though they have both equal matches played, One Taguig is still up by a few points.
They're going to be behind one Taguig FC with 3 points in level on matches played. Agyemang right now, though, on the counter, slipping. Aspiras takes it back to Sato. Kurt Dizon on the left against Soberano. Song helping out. And Dizon with the cross, headed in by Reichelt. Touch, says the referee, and it's going to be a corner. Going back to your point, Jed, Manila Digger FC has played their 14th game of the season, so that brings them up to 36 points. One Taguig FC, on the other hand, on their 15th game of the season, on 39 points or 40 points, so they're going to be 4 points away. Still 4 points away, Jed, after Daisuke Sato missed the header.
So that's how close the competition is for the top spot, and that's why we could see some players from Manila Digger are celebrating. You know, that's competition for you. And again, every point in this league matters. And 74 minutes in and still goalless or scoreless. And that speaks positively for Valenzuela PB Mendiola for keeping it at bay. But no, there's a lot of improvement needed on One Taguig's end if they want to extend their lead.
One Taguig now with the ball for Diego Aspiras, who switched the play to the left side for Sato. Sending a long ball forward for Reichelt. Puralayer with a save once again.
Keeps it out. What a performance. Definitely a man to watch for, a player to watch for this team.
Outstretched, outnumbered inside the box, and Puralayer was able to clear that ball out. Let's take a look at this one again, Jed.
Reichelt with a header, just over lobbing, but he saves it. Does not let it get through those lines. A fingertip save.
So close. If we have like goal line technology out there, it seems like half of the ball is already inside the line and half of it is outside. And Puralayer was the difference.
What an incredible save. Great save. Wala akong masabi.
Wala na talaga tayo masasabi. Even Coach Darren Hartman is losing things to say to One Taguig FC. He's trying to put them into the middle, trying to move them on the right, trying to move them on the left, but nothing's working so far. They only have 15 minutes remaining, and they might have more time in it because Puralayer is injured. And question remains, are they going to use somebody from the bench as a substitute goalkeeper?
This was the goal that was not called because of offside. And again, this header, although it looked offside, it was not, because we could see the defender drop back a little bit before the header. But nevertheless, that great save kept the scoreline 0-0. But what's going to happen here if the goalkeeper is going to be stretchered out? What's the decision of the coaching staff of Valenzuela PB Mendiola?
Here it is. Referee Jesus Abogado is now talking to the coaches of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Even the coaching staff of One Taguig FC is quite livid because they're giving plenty of time for Puralayer to get assistance out here. Make no mistake, we focus on the safety and the wellness of the goalkeepers. With the new rule changes, we have Puralayer who's been stretchered off the field. Nobody's in the middle of the sticks right now for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. They can't play this without a goalkeeper for sure.
So it's either they're waiting for a save to come in, for a substitute to come in, or someone from the field will have to change right away. But again, as you mentioned a while ago, on paper, they don't have another goalkeeper listed. So this will definitely be a big change or a momentum shift in this match.
I'm trying to figure out what they are talking about on the pitch, because right now it looks like the coaching staff of One Taguig FC or Valenzuela PB Mendiola is asking their players to come off the field because they don't have a goalkeeper. on the other side with One Taguig FC, the management of One Taguig FC is asking why do they have to forfeit or why do they have to step out of the field if they don't have a goalkeeper, if they still have people on the bench. You still have defenders or midfielders out here. We've seen it before that there were midfielders or defenders who took the goalkeeper spot. Harry Kane used to be a goalkeeper for Tottenham when their goalkeeper was red carded. I believe Ali Borromeo used to goalkeeper for KFC in the past when Saba Garmarudi is injured back in the olden days of club football in the Philippines. So what's stopping Valenzuela PB Mendiola right now to put in a substitute goalkeeper from somebody who's playing in field?
Now let's try to flip the situation. What if One Taguig had a goalkeeper who could not play? Even if they have a goalkeeper on the bench, I'm sure it will be either just subbed out or someone from the field will change kits. It's just because of the situation that Valenzuela PB Mendiola does not have a goalkeeper. I don't think that should change the narrative here. They still have players on the bench and players on the field who could change as a goalkeeper.
Exactly. And say, for example, in the event that somebody gets red carded and it's the goalkeeper, most of the time you see an infield player taking that goalkeeper jersey and stepping in between the sticks.
Exactly.
Again, the question lies for Valenzuela PB Mendiola, what's stopping them from finding somebody from the bench or even somebody on the field to take that jersey from Ali Puralayar and play the game? I think we just got our questions answered because Ali Puralayar, against all odds, is back in the game.
I think that was their strategy all along because they can't have anyone. Exactly, and he gets red carded for a second yellow card because he was being treated and tried to come on the pitch. So instead of getting a free sub for their team, now they have to play with 10 men. So that's the dilemma that the coaching staff is facing now. If they could have taken him out a while ago, they would still be playing with 11 players on the pitch, even without a regular goalkeeper.
That makes it more difficult for Valenzuela PB Mendiola now that they are down to 10 men. This is what we are talking about. Now, Ali Puralayar gets his second yellow card for coming on to the field while getting treated because his team is asking him to get back on the field and play the game. Ali Puralayar, though, is red carded now and is out of the game. And Valenzuela PB Mendiola still doesn't have a replacement goalkeeper.
The question is, who will replace Ali Puralayar?
You can't see anybody taking the jersey of Ali out here. Now he takes it off. Question is, who will take it from him?
This is too long a delay for this match, but definitely we'll see the extension or the added time be at least 7 or 8 minutes.
Oh, it's going to take more than that because we're still not seeing anybody in the middle of the sticks for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
Let's see who this bib is going to be given to.
That's the alternative for Valenzuela PB Mendiola because they don't have a backup jersey for the goalkeeper. They don't have their substitute keeper. They don't have a backup jersey out here. They might face more implications because Ali Puralayar is trying to step on the field whilst red carded. Cannot get back into the game. And it looks like Jason Soberanos taking the gloves from Ali Puralayar. They will play the game with 10 men, a center back down, and a goalkeeper down.
This is the shift or that, a tipping point in this game that might just change the results. But still, the game is at 0-0. Anything can still happen. Some of those players who have been subbed as goalkeepers in the event that they needed it still performed very well and shocked everyone, so we'll never know.
I'm predicting 10 minutes of added time out here because of those commotions. But right now, One Taguig FC with a chance, headed out. Hartman takes the ball. Aldeguer. Now Sato looking for the cross. Blocked by Felicia. Hartman against Embida. And Embida wins it for Valenzuela PB Mendiola momentarily as it goes back to 1 Taguig. If you think this scoreline is crazy, try to rewind a bit and see crazier stuff happening with Ali Puralayar and Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Counter-attack though for Valenzuela PB Mendiola with Arañas just unable to get the ball away from Stephen Alb.
With a few minutes of stoppage a while ago, while Ali was being treated outside, you'll see that a lot of them got a breather and probably got rested a bit, so they have more energy to continue with the last few minutes here.
So Jason Soberano thought a goal is coming into his goal mouth, but he's gonna have to wait for a challenge. We're waiting as well if he has some goalkeeping skills in him.
You'll never know. We haven't seen him play there. We haven't seen their training, so I don't know. Kahit ano, pwede mangyari dito.
Look at that distribution though from Soberano. Well, he's a defender. He's used to sending long balls forward. Olivias being pressured here. Heading it back to Fong. Fong holds it. 6 minutes remaining and stoppage. Now, chance for a counter. Felicia on the right. Player goes down. Play continues for 1 Taguig on the counter attack. Chance here. Kurt Dizon covered well by the number 13, Kyung. And still
Dispossessed easily.
good clearance once again. That was number 80, Jeong Sung.
Early substitute from the first half is still making his presence known.
Chance and finally Agyemang, no! Offside once again! No goal, says the referee, and everybody in the Rizal Memorial Stadium celebrates as they want to see a clean sheet for Valenzuela PB Mendiola at least once in their lives.
Let's see that again. Before the header, I don't know if he checked the line from the linesman's view, but very crucial decision. I don't know, I couldn't tell because if we could have had a view from the linesman, a very fine margin there.
Breaks of the game, keeping us level at 0-0 with 85 minutes of action in.
1 Taguig, aside from pressure building up on their end because of the 0-0 scoreline, despite not having a goalkeeper on the opposition.
Chance here for Agyemang, blocked again by the defense. Sorry to cut you out, Jed. Another chance here. Hartman takes a strike. I think there was a touch. No, there wasn't. It's going to be a goal kick for Valenzuela PB Mendiola.
The scenes in today's game. Let's see that again. Did not get the space that he needed for that clear shot, but let's see this shot here. Just goes over the crossbar. Touches the crossbar, I think. But still a clean sheet for both goalkeepers of Mendiola.
If it didn't touch the crossbar though, Soberano might have gotten the touch to it. Olivia sends it forward. Azad Noran. Clearance, foul committed by 1 Taguig, or rather Valenzuela PB Mendiola on the counter now. 1 Taguig. Mark Hartman, he loves to take a strike from distance, knowing that there's a short goalkeeper in between the sticks. Play continues. Advantage. Kurt Dizon with the cross. Looking for Aldeguer on the other side. Goes past Aldeguer. Diaz, another long ball forward, headed away. Sato. Another cross, another clearance from the back line of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. And it's going to be a throw-in for 1 Taguig.
1 Taguig just dropping a lot of balls in front, hoping that one of their players could get either the first ball straight to the goal, or if the ball finds loose, Second ball right in front of the goalpost. What a
Soberano with a save! Another save! 2 saves from Jason Soberano! My oh my! Absolute cinema so far. Another chance here. Aldegar goes, or rather, Aspiras goes down. Reichel challenging. Deflection out for a goal kick in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. And fans are losing their minds out here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
That's exactly what we've been talking about. We haven't seen his skills between the sticks, but we see it here, a double save. I don't know if it's luck or skill, but either way, he keeps the scoreline between 0-0 for both teams.
Sometimes, if the football gods favor you, the football gods favor you. And that's exactly the case for Valenzuela PB Mendiola with 2 minutes remaining plus stoppage in this game.
Wow, this match has given us so much for 90 minutes now.
I mean, everybody walking in can't believe it's still 0-0. And we're just 2 minutes away. Clearance. Of course, there's going to be stoppage time. Might be 8, 9, or 10 minutes. We don't know. Might be an entire 15 minutes because of what happened. But let's see. One Taguig moving from the left side with Hartman. Dizon covered well. Silence. As the Rizal Memorial Stadium anticipating as another clearance is on for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Was Youngmin Park with a header out.
Now this will be a challenge. A corner which earlier in the game, Ali Puralayar has been, getting his touch, keep it out.
And Soberano get a touch to it as well. And a foul in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Things are getting crazier and crazier by the minute at Rizal Memorial Stadium. Puralayar has been red carded. Soberano checked in, and in a few minutes, he was able to get a couple of saves and even punch out a corner from Mark Hartman.
Next game.
My oh my, 15 minutes of additional time.
Exactly what we were talking about a while ago. The fans here in the stadium giving boos. Maybe they're not yet used to the new rule that every time the ball is stopped or the game is stopped, it will be added. And this is to promote more gameplay and to promote more of the ball to be played. So 15 minutes, I think this is the most I've seen as a football player.
An entire quarter of a match remaining with that added time. Plenty of things to happen here, folks. Don't go away. Hartman with a long ball forward for Agemang, headed out. Valenzuela PB Mendiola breathes another sigh of relief, but Agemang brought down, foul, says the referee. And if I'm Mendiola, I'll be taking that all day rather than Agemang running through the box.
The defenders of Valenzuela PB Mendiola have been giving an extra effort, having a man down and a goalkeeper or a goalkeeper to protect. It has been paying off so far, but let's see this Hartman delivery into the box. He gets another touch.
Another touch from Jason Soberano. My God, what is happening?
Let's see that again. Hartman's cross. He saves it actually because it came off from a header from what the gig.
Oh, another save! Another save from Soberano. Another block. My gosh, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Soberano, even as small as he is, keeping a clean sheet for Valenzuela PB Mendiola. Another attack coming in, cleared out. Hartman says, I got this. Hartman controls. Silence once again at the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
You could feel the tension. Another cross in.
Nobody there. Shot. Soberano with a save, and he holds on to the ball. Quality from Jason Soberano.
The frustration that Taguig must be feeling considering all the circumstances, yet not one goal has been provided in this game. They have to keep their cool, they have to stay composed if they want to proceed with a win. But Valenzuela PB Mendiola has been very aggressive in their defense, even keeping this line intact or the Mendiola wall intact. A lot of the attack of One Taguig has been going through the middle, but we've seen them, kumbaga may puso para hindi palampasin, and they know they don't have a natural goalkeeper behind them, hindi na nila pinapaabot. I think that's teamwork for you.
Never mind the attack. Valenzuela PB Mendiola is not putting any more body up front. They're just trying to protect Jason Soberano. But the team captain, on the other hand, is protecting himself real well as well between the sticks. Let's see if he still can do it. We have 12 minutes remaining in this game because of that lengthy stoppage from that Puralaya red card. And Soberano holds on to the ball to the applause of the crowd here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Captain of One Taguig Reichelt is saying, we have to calm down, kalma lang, we have to stay composed and work slowly but surely towards that goal. We don't have to rush anything. It's just keep those passes coming. And if I were in their team, I would have, I would say the same thing. We have to keep composed, stay on the ball, not let the momentum shift the other way. And just, have those careful passes that will create opportunities, because so far One Taguig has been bombarding the box with long balls, which, Mendiola can still have a 50-50 chance of clearing out.
Substitution here for Valenzuela PB Mendiola FC. This is what I'm talking about. They don't mind going in attack anymore. They're putting in player number 6, Arturo Gomez, in for the number 77, Amir Azad Nuran. And just for this game, the complexion has changed. In the last game, One Taguig FC is getting all the applause because they've been going at it against the defending champions or even Stallion Laguna FC. But this time around, the tables have turned. It's Valenzuela PB Mendiola getting the applause and getting the shaves of the oohs and ahs as well of the crowd because of the missed chances from One Taguig.
Another chance for One Taguig, but they just can't find the back of the net.
Soberano gets his much needed water break while waiting for, or while taking this goal kick.
They're trying to bleed as much seconds as they can from those small moments, because at this point you cannot add more minutes to the game.
We are just under 10 minutes remaining in this game. And a foul is called in favor of Valenzuela PB Mendiola, and a chance for them to go on the attack.
A curveball in this game could be the Mendiola could score a goal. We never know. Sometimes when the odds are very much against you, that's when things happen. That's when miracles happen, and we'll never know. A goalkeeper down, a man down, and still the match is at 0-0. They still can make it 1-0 in their favor.
Stoppage and play as there's collision between Aspiras, I believe, and another Mendiola FC player.
Unbelievable match so far. I haven't seen a match like this.
We came into
2 years.
We came into this game thinking that it's going to be one-sided. Yes, it is at some points because of One Taguig's barrage of attack, but Valenzuela PB Mendiola has been matching it, and they have a chance as well, just unable to connect on the passing, and now counter-attack. And you can see everybody in red going all the way back. Only 2 in the attack here. 8 minutes remaining in this game. Hartman moving forward now. Stops. Olibias to Aldeguer. Olibias unable to get the cross in. Cleared out to the grandstand. Everybody really loving this game so far, Jed.
Mendiola is just rushing to get back into defense and try to build that Mendiola wall again, hoping to stop Taguig's attack, which has been going on ever since the start of the match.
Another clearance for Valenzuela, PB Mendiola's Youngmin Park. He was listed as a forward rather, and now playing defense. Even Stallion Laguna FC went out early for their warm-ups to catch some action here. Aldeguer thought about it, gives it back to Bias. Now Hartman, will he take a strike? He will. Low fizzing shot out wide for a goal kick.
Less than 7 minutes remaining and still goalless in this match.
Now Soberano is down, can feel some cramps in him.
Trying to bleed out those seconds, as I've mentioned a while ago, because again, if a goalkeeper is down, you can't continue play, and at this point you can't add more minutes.
I think the most that they could add is a couple more minutes if they do. And out comes the magic spray. For everybody who's, quite interested with that magic spray and what it does, feeling ko kasi nasprayan na ako niyan dati. Papatigasin niya lang for the time being. So, for the night, you will not feel it. Pero kinabukasan sa sobrang tigas niya, doon siya mas masakit.
It gives you a numbing sensation so that you won't feel the cramps. But since pagod na yung katawan mo, pagod na yung muscle mo, at pinilit mo pa, the following day, you will feel it. It's an I'll deal with it later situation.
I'll take care of what's in front of me, and I'll deal with the injury later on. Card is coming out. Card is coming out. I'm scared. I saw red.
Because they saw red.
Okay, it's a yellow card. Just a yellow card for Mbida. Everybody got scared because red flashed out a bit. Now Hartman to Sato. Long ball forward looking for right shot. Good coverage again from Valenzuela, PB Mendiola, and they win themselves another goal kick with less than 6 minutes remaining on the clock.
Taguig just bombarding that goalkeeper box with long balls, hoping that it would deflect against either a teammate of theirs or a defender from Mendiola towards the goal. And I think the past 20 minutes or even 30 minutes they've been doing that, it hasn't been effective, even against a non-natural goalkeeper. But with less than 5 minutes left, they are praying for a miracle so that they can extend the lead.
Para na rin tayo nag-extra time. It's 15 minutes na dinagdag ng ating referee. Hartman with the ball for Taguig FC. Everybody anticipating if there's going to be a goal here. Not at the moment. Dizon to Bias on the right. To the middle for Aldeguer on the turn. Takes it back to Aspiras, but not ready for the pass. Sato, though, on the left side. Looking up and sending the ball forward. Aguiemang on the bicycle, blocked by his own teammates. And now they clear it out. Soberano said, I got it, but Arturo says, hold on, I got you, bro.
Another chance for Taguig to whip it in.
Header in. Not going to the side of the goal mouth as Mendiola clears another ball out.
The Mendiola wall is still standing.
I think we're down to 4 minutes remaining. Yep, 4 minutes remaining in this game. Even I lost count of the time. Long ball forward again. Reichelt with a header to the middle. Bias gives it back to Reichelt with a cross. Good block by the number 21.
Another corner. Let's see what Taguig will do. Can they take advantage of this golden opportunity? I say golden because they have been getting a lot, but the corner gives them an advantage in terms of height.
Aldeguer blocked again by Mendiola. Oli Bias doesn't take the long-range effort. Daisuke Sato. Covered well. Still with Sato. Takes it back to Oli Bias. Almost everybody wearing blue and red on the box. Or in the box. Reichelt to Aguiemang. Ham with a strike. Blocked. Mahmoud Ali. Cross headed away. Aspiras. Dizon fakes. Goes down. Penalty in favor of One Taguig. And this might just change the script.
His teammates are down in frustration because they were able to hold up for 102 minutes just to let up a penalty. Let's see that contact again. Too late for the pass, and I think they have been baiting that ever since. Whenever they have the ball inside. What a bad decision to make late into this game. You could see their teammates down in frustration.
You can see our Filipinas, our World Cuppers back here in the Philippines. Liv McDaniel, the wall of the Filipinas here in the building, has been admiring what Valenzuela PB Mendiola has been doing so far in this game up until that late tackle from Reggie Sulit.
Well, you know what? We still have a few minutes for a miracle to happen for either of the teams because, again, a non-natural goalkeeper can still work his miracles here. We're not so sure that Sato will slot this in, but they hope that he scores this because the hopes of One Taguig and are on him, hoping that he gets the 3 points for their team.
Kapit mga ka-PFL. We have about a minute remaining and a penalty to take for One Taguig FC. It's team captain against team captain, I believe. It will be team captain versus team captain. Daisuke Sato to take this penalty, or rather it was actually Patrick Reichel to take the penalty. That's the logical thing to do. Your top goal scorer to take the penalty for you. Question is, will he get the nerves to send this out for a goal kick?
I think this is the last attack or last play for this match because the time, as we see, is already on the 105th minute at the end of the 15-minute extra time. This game has been giving us a lot and is still giving us one last opportunity to see a miracle for either of the teams.
Soberano giving the smiles on Patrick Reichel. Everybody in the Rizal Memorial Stadium booing.
Just pick a side.
Reichel, just pick a side. And Soberano got a touch, but Patrick Reichel converts that late goal.
Almost a save by Soberano. But the captain for most of the game saw that this is my chance. I have this responsibility to put my team up front. After 105 minutes of relentless attack against the team that has no goalkeeper, one man down, they find it in a penalty to score and get the lead. The scenes here at Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Take a look at Jason Soberano right now, Jed. Most keepers get their heads down if they miss that penalty. But he has his head held high because he knows for a fact he's not a goalkeeper, but he still got a touch to that penalty strike.
That was so close.
Real close. But even as close as it is, One Taguig FC with a 1-goal advantage against Valenzuela PB Mendiola almost at the death, and that will put them up at 42 points ahead of Dynamic Herb Cebu FC and Kaya FC Iloilo, as well as Manila Digger FC by about 5 or 6 points.
What a stark difference from the 9-0 matchup in their last face-off.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The goal may have went the side of One Taguig FC, so does the 3 points. But Valenzuela PB Mendiola surely has won the hearts of many Philippines Football League fans as the game ends a 0-0 in favor of One Taguig FC. Your thoughts on the entire match, Jed?
You can see that the captain, or both captains of Taguig's, Daisuke Sato and even Reichel, talking to their team because this result is something that they did not expect given the quality that they have, the players that they have, the system that they have. So there's definitely something that they have to change within their system, within themselves, you know, facing teams at the bottom of the table. And kudos to Valenzuela PB Mendiola for holding up all the way to the last minute, scoreless, despite all odds. And, you know, this is one of the, we did not expect it, but one of the most entertaining matches so far in the PFL this season.
Well, one Taguig FC went away with 3 points and extended the lead at the top of the standings. But ladies and gentlemen, please admit it, Valenzuela PB Mendiola won your hearts as they left it all out in the field and just kept the scoreline to 1-0. With everybody here at the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank you all for catching this game. And we hope to see you next time here in the Philippines Football League 2025-26 season. We are PFL.
Tough loss here today or tonight. What are your thoughts on the game?
We're on the bottom. So at least we need to finish strong in our last games.
What went well and what went right given the result?
Sorry.
What went well and what went right given the result?
I think everybody everybody give their best naman.
Message to the fans.
Hello, thank you for supporting Mendiola. Sana hindi kayo magsawang magsuporta sa amin. We train hard to get the last games.